So here's a question. What expenses are keeping you up at night? Could it be soaring home prices? Maybe the pain you're feeling at the gas pump? It turns out Canadians are now spending more on taxes than they do on the basic necessities of life. Basic necessities combined. This is according to a new report from the Fraser Institute. Nisha Patel is here with more on this story. And so what are the findings?
Well, when you look at our market these days, a lot of people might think, oh, we're spending the most money on housing. Well, this report says, no, it's actually taxes. We pay all kinds of taxes, sales tax, property taxes, tobacco taxes. And so back in 1961, the average family spent about 34% of their income on tax. Well, now a family spends close to 42% of earnings on taxes, well above what we spend on food, shelter, and clothing. Take a look at the growth of this. Starting in 1961, you can see the steady rise in taxes above those basic necessities. It's also important to note, though, that those taxes go towards something, towards services like infrastructure, like employment insurance, and of course, like health coverage. One thing to note about the study is that it starts in 1961. Well, that's when we implemented public health coverage. And so in the early 1960s, healthcare coverage was $100 a person. Now it's ballooned to $5,600 a person. And that's a big reason why we're paying so much in tax.
Okay, so are there any recommendations in all of that information?
Well, we know the Fraser Institute often calls for lower taxes, and that is, again, what they are doing with this study. The report suggests that Canadians should be asking more questions about where those services are going and how much tax we're paying and whether or not Canadians are getting enough bang for their buck when it comes to taxes. The report also raises the issue that while we are paying a lot of our income in tax, there's less money to devote to things like education and retirement. And that is something that we've had a big national conversation about. Are Canadians prepared enough for retirement? And do we need policy changes in order to help Canadians be prepared for that?
Okay, well, let's take a look at the markets.
Well, we are seeing a lot of movement today. Some Canadian companies reporting today. Rona shares are up on some positive earnings there. The TSX up 17 points, the Dow Jones off 34, and the Nasdaq trading 17 points lower. The Canadian dollar is trading slightly lower today, 91.37 cents US. Oil prices off about $1, and gold trading up $6.30.
Thanks, Nisha.
You bet.